also happens to be closely related to the last good governor we had in this state, the next senator in this state. She's also a good musician and wordsmith, and she does have her guitar with her at special request from the campaign. And you are in for a treat. As Sam said, the amazing Frances Strickland.
My songs do the talking, so that keeps me brief and on. I'll just say a couple of things. One is, I think Ted had a bad case of the FOMA, because when he found out that he could make a difference in this race for the Senate, and that could possibly help make sure we deliver Ohio for the presidency as well as take it back to Senate, he jumped back in. And so I appreciate all that you all are doing to get under him and lift him up and be there with him, because he really loves his state, or he wouldn't be in this race. Second thing is, though, I think he's going to be a best friend to Bernie Sanders, because he is all about the middle class, and he's worried about these one percenters that Bernie talked about. And so in the song we talk about the 1%. He believes that if we don't have a middle class, we're going to just go to slave wages. And he also believes we can't maintain a middle class if we don't have our unions. So it's just easy math for where he stands on those things. The other thing is, he's going to be the best friend to our new president, Hillary Clinton, because he really believes in stronger together. He really believes that we've gone about as far as we can go with this harsh rhetoric, this putting each other down, this vitriolic kind of thing going on. He loves it that she's talking about this country needing more kindness and love, and he wants to be a part of making sure then that we start showing the kind of respect that we need to for all of our citizens. So I think he's the right person at the right time, and I believe that Hillary Clinton is the essential, perfect, right person for this time. So I'm glad to be here and put in a pitch for both of them. And my last point is, I read an article that said, if the Democrats lose, it's because they were silent. And I don't think this group here, we sound kind of rowdy, I don't think we sound, but sometimes it gets tough, because it just seems like there are people out there waiting for us to open up our mouths so they can smack us down. But we're finding our voices, and I'm even taking to social media. I hadn't done that before, but I feel like if I want everybody else to speak up, I better do it too. So we're going to have fun with, and the other important message is the Republicans in Portland are just so outspending Ted, and so they've got the advantage of money, but we have the advantage of the people. And the people are going to put the chatter on the ground, talk to their neighbors, and get the excitement going for us to put in Ted, regardless of the stuff that they're putting on TV. So here we go. The first song, I'm going to do two, because when people find out what Ted is standing for, particularly the little guy, they move to him in big droves. The other thing is that's important to them is his background. So the first song will be about his issues, and the second will be about his background. Then you'll be all set. You'll have everything you need to know about Ted Strickland. Ted served us well as governor. Now he's going to be our senator. He says he's tired of millionaires going to Congress just to help billionaires. We say give us Strickland and we can't lose. Don't want poor men and the middle class blues. You know, whenever Ted takes a stance, he just wants the little guy to have a chance. This middle class squeeze is causing stress, where workers do more, get less and less. We're not buying that Wall Street spin. We're voting for Strickland and fairness again. We say give us Strickland and we can't lose. Don't want poor men and the middle class blues. If you want to be a big old corrupt, hang out with the Donald Trump. Y'all kind of like that. I have another one about him. You want to hear? Trump thinks he's tough and oh so handsome. Trying to act like the mighty Samson. But just like Samson, he'll get nowhere. When I get my scissors into that hair. I love these people know the Bible. Maybe we better go back to Ted. Ted's the one that we all love. But now it's clear he's the comeback up. We'll be Pullman in a cloud of smoke. He has big money, but money can't vote. We say give us Strickland and we can't lose. Limball's sinking and we're tired of Fox News. A man of the people, Ted's a shining star, and his wife backs him up on the rhythm guitar. Yes, we'll be Foreman in a cloud of dust. Now see if you can get the last word with me. He has big money, but Ted has trust. There you go. Trust me. Thank you. I was born and reared in Kentucky, and when it came to figuring out how to put Ted's bio to a song, I just had to go with the Davy Crockett song. So if you're sophisticated and you think this is beneath his classiness, well, just know that he's married a Kentuckian. Born up the dirt road they called the run. 8th of 9 children, Ted had lots of fun. He had 4 older brothers who always stood ready to take out any kid that picked on little Teddy. He got his learning in a one-room school. He did pretty well as a general rule, but he talked a lot, and the teacher said if he didn't hearken to her, she'd stick his little finger in a pencil sharpener. That took some poetry, I'm telling you. Ted became a preacher and a children's home director, a psychologist and a college professor. He won a seat in Congress in 1992, and 14 years later became our governor too. This is the primo verse. Ready? He married a woman from down in Kentucky, and by all accounts, he seems pretty lucky. Everybody laughs, but what do you know that rhymes with Tucky? We don't know much about the way she looks, but she won't poison Ted because she never cooks. Ted's going to be our senator. He's trained for the job, that's for sure. And if you're willing to join the cause, you can show it now with your thunderous applause.
All of those amazing folks who spoke tonight. I just want to say a few closing words. Like I mentioned, I'm the regional here. I'm originally from Chicago, but I love Ohio. I was an organizer here in 12. I spent about 8 months here organizing, and what made me come back this cycle was the Affordable Care Act. I feel like it's really important to protect the progress we've made. We've all talked about a lot of issues that are at stake right now: healthcare, education, affordable wage, equal work, equal pay for equal work. As a woman, that's something that's really important to me. Reproductive rights. There's so much at stake in this election, and the only way that we're going to make sure that local candidates up and down the ticket and Hillary Clinton get elected is to talk to the voters, is to make sure they get out. And so this weekend, we are actually having a weekend of action. And so across the state, we are registering voters, we are knocking on doors, and we are making phone calls. And so I encourage all of you to come, and we have these sheets around. They say "Deal Me In." We have folks with clipboards that have a calendar of events. Here's one right here. Joe has a calendar of events. He can get you signed in and get you signed up for this weekend. If you enjoyed this, if this election is important to you, I encourage you to go out there and knock some doors, make some phone calls, help us talk to voters. And if that is something that you're nervous about, we definitely train you, but there's also other ways to get involved. Here in this office, we would love it if you would bring food. We have volunteers in here all the time. Us as campaign staff work here all the time. We eat a lot of fast food. We don't get a lot of vegetables. We would love it if you would bring us some vegetables. We also have a lot of folks who will come to Ohio because they know how important this state is. And so they will come here to volunteer, and so we need folks to house them. If you have a spare bedroom and you can house an organizer or an out-of-state volunteer, that would be really amazing. So there's anything you want to do in this campaign, we want to include you and we want to get you involved. So I want to thank you all so much for coming. There's more to the office. This is only half the office. There's water right behind the countdown calendar on the other side, and there's food all the way in the back. There are restrooms in the back as well. Please stay. Please talk to your neighbors. These are all supporters, all people who care about the issues that you care about. We have local candidates in the office, and we also have lots of organizers like John Chick. He's the organizer for Dublin. We have Carly back there. We have Parag and Armand and Aisha and Reed and Madeline. There are 10, Chase, who you heard from earlier. There are 10 different organizers who work out of this office. They would